Hello, coaches. Welcome to the Coach C Basketball Analytics Podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that comes up all the time. Do coaches really have their own style? I believe they do, but we need to be careful not to confuse coaching style with style of play. Coaching style is personal. It shows up in how a coach communicates, how demanding they are, and how they relate to players. Some are more commanding, do it my way or you sit. Others are more approachable, more player driven. In my career, I have seen all types, the commanding ones, the more friendly ones, and everything in between. And in reality, most good coaches adjust their style based on what the game demands. And that's where you start to see it. Different behaviors. Some are intense, constantly talking, challenging officials, staying on players every possession. Others coach through presence, the clapping, the constant demands, the facial expressions, the eye contact that can be intimidating. They don't always need to say much. Their body language sets the tone. Then you have the quieter ones. They don't talk much, don't show much reaction. They process the game internally. They don't need that constant external involvement to feel the game and make adjustments. And then there are the ones who approach the game more like chess, very calculated, very patient, always thinking ahead. Different styles, same game. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When it comes to strategy and style of play, most teams operate within very similar frameworks. To many, their style of play has nothing to do with their coaching style. We tend to think a coach's personality defines how the team plays, but in reality, the differences are much smaller than we think. Systems don't separate coaches, decisions do. What really changes is how the coach leads and how decisions are made. This is where analytics comes in, not to define a coach's personality, but to define how clearly the coach sees the game. Some use it, some don't, but the game itself is driven by measurable realities, possessions, efficiency, shot quality, and time. The numbers are there whether we acknowledge them or not. The difference is how you connect those numbers to real-time decisions. For me, analytics made me think more deeply about strategy, especially the difference between control and predictability. It made me more proactive and pushed me to take charge of the game instead of just relying on talent to carry it. It also changed how I see and use players, not just who plays, but when they play, how they fit, and what gives the team the best chance on each possession. That's where the separation happens. Two coaches can run very similar systems. One reacts to the game, the other anticipates it. From a leadership perspective, style starts to influence behavior, and behavior influences decisions. Some coaches try to impose themselves on the game through presence, intensity, and body language, even through how they interact with officiating. Others stay more internal, they observe, they process, and then they act. Different approaches, same objective. The challenge is when style turns into predictability. That's where analytics brings clarity. It forces you to see what is actually happening, not just what you feel is happening. At the end of the day, we all bring our own style to the game, but the game will always demand the same things: clarity, timing, and decisions. Well, coaches, that wraps up today's episode. That's really what I wanted to get into. Thanks for listening and for your support. I look forward to having you on the next episode. Also, I'll be releasing a new book, Win Games Through Data-Driven Game Plans, which will be available on Amazon. The book focuses on how to use analytics to build game plans, control possessions and rhythm, reduce predictability, and make decisions in real time instead of reacting to the game. If you're looking for a way to use the numerical logic of the game to compete and win, this is what the book is about.